Okay, so this one ties in well with Harry's presentation. It's a test to do a lot with outsourcing, and Harry is not here. Nice. Okay, so live example. You have a website that's launching in 2 weeks, and there's one Flash element that's not finished on the website. All you need to do is just finish that one Flash element, right? So you told everyone, your friends, your wife, and you even... Is this one working? Oh. Right. Right in the middle, right button. And you even told your cat, right? So everybody knows you have to do it, it has to be done. You have several options that you can do. You can find the local developer, you can hire your cousin, you can learn it yourself, or you can outsource it to someone abroad. The problem with the first one is the local developer, first of all, it can be expensive, and it can be time consuming as well. You have to go through the interview process, it can be complicated. Your cousin is busy and unreliable, so you don't want to deal with your cousin. And yourself, it's too long. You don't want to learn the action script and all of that stuff yourself. So to outsource abroad is the perfect solution for you. There are 2 websites which I currently use. I've outsourced over 100 projects on vworker.com. So these are formerly known as Rent-A-Quarter. They're very good, and Odesk as well. The reason why they're good is because they've been in the business for a long time. Not Odesk, but vworker, I highly recommend it. It includes arbitration process, so it's very safe. For example, if I hire a developer, I put the money in a fund which I can no longer touch, and the developer cannot touch until the work is completed. So if there is a dispute, there's going to be a third party that comes in and actually says, okay, it's either you or him who is right, so they release or keep the money. You get to keep the money. It's good rates. vworker is actually even better than Odesk, so your outsourcer doesn't have to pay a lot of the fees. It's highly skilled programmers, so you get like very good guys from Russia, Romania, all that stuff. And there is actually an hourly tracking with live screenshots. So if you hire a developer, you can actually see him live on the screen. You can see like a sort of a video webcast of what he's doing, and you can actually see the activity of the mouse.
Naked,
so you know that it's actually...
Sorry, naked or?
Well, if you prefer. But it basically is good because you can see the activity of the mouse. You can see that the person is not just staring at the screen, he's actually doing something as well. You know? And
I could use that for JS.
Watch my screen?
Well, just know that at least you're doing something.
you'll outsource it.
I know who I want to use it.
Yeah, so basically, it's not so good for graphic designers and web designers. It's kind of not a very good pool of people that actually work there. So use it for programming and other purposes. Banana is your friend, and I'll explain why. What you do is when you create a project, it's very important to put, well, you can do it, it's like one of the tricks if you don't know who you're working with, is in the description you put, when you're submitting your bid, I want you to write the word banana in your bid. Basically what happens is that oftentimes on those websites, what happens is that those are teams that send you cookie cutter replies, they send you cookie cutter bids. So it's a team in India, we've been in the business for the past 5 years, we've been like doing all of these stuff. Can we have your bid? You know, they never read your description, they don't know what it's about. So this basically proves that they've read your description. Don't rush. When you first submit the bid to those websites, especially vworker, it's important to take your time, because what happens is that you submit the bid, your deadline is in 2 weeks, this needs to be done, the person submits, they says, okay, it's going to be done in the next 5 hours, please accept. What you do is you're in a rush, okay, this guy's good, bam, you submit. There's always someone better, so just wait. Don't accept any bids. I would say normally between 24 to 48 hours, just wait it out. The next one is details make or break projects. This is very important because you can think of your designer as sort of like a brush. It's maybe not a very good analogy, but if you're drawing it yourself, you're actually giving it direction. If you look away, you're drawing scribbles, it's chicken scribble, nobody's going to understand anything. Same thing with the designer. The designer has to know, the programmer, exactly what it is that you want. So this has to work like this has to work like that. If the designer is guessing, he's messing up the project. It's as simple as that. The next one is patience is a virtue. Coders are always late. I'm sorry guys, but it's a fact of life. So as per the Rent-A-Quarter, actually only 25% of projects get finished on time and without bugs. The other 75, never finished, late, or have bugs. So just something that you should keep in mind. And that's it.
Is that right? It's only 25% to get finished on time.
Exactly. On time and without bugs. So only 25%. That's one of the projects.
It's still a higher ratio than in big, large enterprises. That's pretty good.
Yeah, it's actually interesting because when you're submitting the bids on Vworker, they tell you, are you aware that you should multiply your estimates by 2 when you're dealing with coders? And when you say no, they actually bring you to that page and they emphasize that you have to give them more time because they're going to be late.
Even with this, you still suggest or promote using outsource?
Yeah, definitely. Highly professional people, if you find the right guy for your project, it's the best thing ever because they're a lot of them are highly reliable and they're cheaper. So cheaper labor, cheaper workforce, and they're very good. Like I'm working with a guy from Russia for the past year, and just
But once you have a relationship with one, are you better to try and stick with them, or are you build up a personal, a direct relationship with them, or should you keep going back through the worker?
what happens is that if you find a good guy and he's really good, he's up to your standards, or a girl, you keep working with that person. But oftentimes what happens is that you have to go through a lot of different people. You have to hire often, and you have to fire even more often, you know? But if you find someone that's actually takes the initiative, fixes the bugs, you don't have to like reiterate 1,000 times, that's what
I know that Y Combinator has developed a, I know they've got it in the designer, they've got sort of like approved designers, people that have been tried and tested, etc., etc. But it might be worthwhile, you know, as people are like, so for example, there's a designer I've been using in Poland who's really happy with, you know, and I recommend him to a couple of other people. But it's sort of pulling together a list of people that can provide services.
In terms of outsourced work? Yeah. And even, I don't know, I haven't talked to many people in the room about it, but a few of us are pulling together to hire like an assistant part-time or full-time and share in between.
Yeah.
So like data entry, data gathering,